Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me here today for the co-creation between us. I'm so excited to be able to come on today to connect with you. I've been so busy. It just a lot of stuff going on. Mostly the rollout with the enhanced program to my Ascension Mastery School. That's taken so much time to get everything organized. There's been a whole transformation with my website. I went from the purple to the gold and had to reconfigure everything as we've moved off of the old platform, which strictly talked about ascension. And now we are talking about being our own inner healer. We're talking about divine alchemy, which is the ability to tune in through our intuition and create the magic in our lives. And we're also adding back in something I didn't think that I'd be doing again, because I haven't done it in years and years and years. Is a full moon gathering, and we're doing that right online through the community, where I'm talking about the energies, and then we do a little meditation, and it's been a lot of fun. In the inner healer gatherings that we've been having, we've talked about the chakras in depth. We just did the second chakra, the sacral chakra or energy center. And so we have 1 and 2 done now, and they are a very, very deep dive, very deep dive. So that has been really exciting, because it's not the typical chakra stuff you're going to just find, on the internet. And so that has been a lot of fun to create. And we've talked about auras in depth in that class, in that gathering. So it's been a lot of fun to branch out and push the limits and really create something new, fun, and exciting. And so far, everybody is really enjoying it. So if you're interested in any of that, please come join us. The link is below, and you can try it out for a month. There's no commitment. Come in and join us. And it's actually 3 classes a month, 2 hours each. You get opportunity to ask questions, and like with the inner healer class, sometimes we're talking about whatever is taking place within the members, physical, whether it's an illness or maybe it's a family member, something, and we kind of break it down there. I can only go into so much detail there. Anything that is really intensive needs a session, but I mean, like, we have the greatest amount of fun there, where we're just really dialoguing everything and having a greater understanding of how everything works. So it is a perfect environment if you are wanting to know more. And as I said, I will leave the link below. And so that's been taking a lot of my time. And then all of a sudden, I've gotten super, super busy with work in general, aside from the community, because that is taking up a lot of time also. And so I looked at my YouTube channel the other day, and I thought, oh my goodness, Maria, you hit 1,000 subscribers and you have not done a video in forever since you hit that 1,000. Shame on me for not jumping on here sooner, but I have to tell you, it is a challenge, because after a full day of sessions, and then if it's during a week where I'm teaching, it takes a lot to maintain my vibration, and I know you are all feeling it. And that's one of the things I wanted to come on and talk to you about, because these frequencies are so incredibly high. It does require the downtime, and we do need to make sure that we're engaging in proper self-care, making sure that we're nurturing ourselves. We talked in the sacral chakra inner healer class about the importance of self-care and maintaining that particular energy center, because that energy center has to do with how we feel about ourselves. It's all about feelings when it comes to the sacral chakra. So most important right now is us. How are we feeling? And if we look at one of the key talking points that was a takeaway for many that night in the community, is when we talked about the chakra as a cone, right? And a lot of people, I'm just going to use this piece of paper really quickly. A lot of people know that the chakras are a cone of energy, right? And it is the point end of it is attached to the spine, and the cone that faces out is collecting information, it's taking information in, it's feeding information out, right? And it does that without us having to do a thing. And then the point that's attached to the spine is actually assisting and supporting in the control of the major organs or major glands in our body. Okay. And so it's really important for us to have an understanding of these energy centers. So one of the things that we talked about, which is something that can really help you at this time, especially with these energies being so crazy and everything being a little bit charged out there, right? And these energies being turbulent, especially when we have something like Mars going into Cancer, and Mars is very fiery. Cancer is like home-based, right? Nurturing. And it just kind of like heats everything up, and then you kind of lose focus on yourself as an important aspect of you, right? And so we have to go back to the energy centers and remember that the inner part of this energy center, the inner part of the cone of the chakra, is actually the soul. It's the soul aspect. So the energy that resides on the inside is the soul, okay? Which includes the higher self, source consciousness, all of that sort of stuff. So that's where kind of like our meat and potatoes would be on the inside of that particular chakra. But on the outside, that outer rim of the chakra, that's where we imprint belief systems, right? Imprint health issues. We can take things on from past lives and imprint them on this outer area of the chakra. We can form belief systems and embed them in the outer area. We can put programming here, any program that we're tied to, any habits that we're tied to, any rituals that we like to do, like, if you have to do this, this, and this every morning when you wake up, it's a certain routine that you have, right? That is a habit. And what we're doing when we're doing that is we're locking ourselves into that same timeline every single day. Nothing changes if we're not changing, right? So one of the things that I felt was very important, especially for the time now on the earth plane, is to have an awareness of how the energy body works. And if we're not paying attention to how we're feeling on a daily basis, and maybe what is going on within the makings of the solar system, we might not be in awareness to the fact that there is a planet like Mars going into Cancer, which is, heating things up, creating some fiery aspects in Cancer, which is primarily about water. And because it's about water, it could also be about emotions. Emotions and water are tied together. And so here we're looking at the ability for a planet like Mars, which is naturally very fiery, to heat up Cancer. And it's like putting a pot of water on the stove and then turning on the flame, and the water starts to boil and boil and boil and boil. And if we don't have a mechanism to kind of bring down that flame, we're going to overboil the water and potentially dry it up, right? Which could lead to anger issues and whatnot. So when we look at that and we reflect that upon what's taking place in our outer reality and society, throughout humanity, we can look at that and say, well, where are my emotions? How am I doing on an emotional level? Am I feeling supercharged? Um, am I feeling like I just want to fight for no reason? Am I feeling angry for no reason? In the morning, if you wake up and you feel angry for no reason, it could be because you maybe experienced something in dream state that you have not worked through or processed through. Or it could also mean that upon waking, you're so sensitive, you're super sensitive, that you actually forgot to work with your empath abilities. And there you are, empathing the collective consciousness and the very chaotic, emotional, angry, frustrated energies that are coming through the collective right now. So we have to make sure that we're doing a better job managing our energy body, especially if you're a healer. If you're a healer in any capacity and you're working with people, we need to make sure that we're staying clear so that when we're going into a session, we're not holding whatever's bothering us right there front and center, because believe me, it will infuse in some way, shape, or form into the session that you're having. And even if like you're aware of it, the person that you're working with might not be aware of it, and they might start to feel whatever it is that's going on with you, and then you're perceiving it as something that they're also going through, which might not be correct. Okay, that's where we're crossing boundaries, and we have to be really careful about that. We have to be really clear that we're not intermingling our energy in a session that we're having with somebody else. And I see this done quite often, especially with people who are new to energy work. Okay, so this is really important to keep in the background of your mind. It's come up in a lot of conversations I've had with both my students and my clients. So I figured it was worth being shared here. Another thing that's come up is feeling like you're not being heard, or people don't know what you're saying, or they're not understanding you. There was a point in time going back to, I want to say 2013 or 2014, where all of a sudden it was like it didn't matter what I was saying, people didn't get it, they didn't understand me. They would say to me, I really like you, you seem like a nice person, I love your energy, you're very calm in nature and everything else, but I don't really understand what it is you're saying. Like, I know you're saying about energy, or you're talking about this, or you're talking about that, but like, it's not making sense to me. I don't understand it, right? And at first I was getting frustrated because I'm like, what don't you understand? Should be pretty easy to understand. Then it hit me, and I realized what they were really saying to me is I'm not at your frequency yet. So when you're talking, your frequency is like you're blowing a dog whistle, and it's disruptive to my hearing, and I really can't hear through that dog whistle because I don't understand the frequency. It's grating on me. Like, I know you're talking about energy, I know you're talking about let's talk about chakras, whatever. And they're like, but I just don't get it, right? So if you find that happening to you, people not hearing you, don't get frustrated by it. It just means that there's a difference in frequencies. They may be at a lower frequency, and they cannot really fully tune to understanding what it is that you're trying to offer them in the connection or the conversation. Okay, very common. Another one is when you are, and this just happened to me the other day, actually, it was quite funny. So I was waiting on the side in a restaurant that I was in. I kind of stepped to the side, but I was still right in the front, right where the hostess was. They weren't ready to seat me and a friend of mine yet. And we were standing there, and she said, just wait here. And all of a sudden, the next thing I know is this couple comes in behind us, and the man stops behind my friend and I, but the woman just like literally pushes past us and goes to the front. And I turned and I looked at my friend, and I was about to say, she didn't even see us. And as I turned to say that to my friend, the gentleman who was with her looks at me and he smiles and he says, "I'm sorry, are you waiting online to be seated?" And I said, "Yes, we are. And thank you." And and then he called his wife back. And as she's walking back to him, she comes over and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't even see you standing here." And I thought to myself, I know, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. It's okay. It just showed me where my frequency was. Now, I could tell between their energy, her energy, very chaotic, much lower frequency, his very calm. I could tell he was more nurturing and more in alignment with the energy that my friend and I were at. So, of course, he would be more in tune to us being present in front of him. But she had no clue and just went right past. So, if you experience this in your reality, try not to be mad at the person that is walking past you, because it's you, it's your frequency is so high that they're not even seeing you. And it's not like they're trying to disrespect you or anything. It's just that they're not seeing you. So those are some fun things that you can be aware of as you're going forward, right? And so these times that we're in, these energies are super high. We're going through like this shift we've never gone through before. We're going to be anchoring fully into the age of Aquarius in January. Until then, it's going to kind of bounce back and forth a little bit until they those planetary alignments finally stick in January 2024. And so we're kind of like in a pinball machine where the ball is bouncing around, and as it's hitting the bumper, it's kind of provoking things in the collective consciousness as people are starting to have an awareness to stuff that they either haven't wanted to see, or they tuned out of, or that they were in denial of. And so they're starting to realize that they have no choice but to have an awareness to it, right? And it's ascension. There's no judgment on that. And it's just part of how we're doing this. So the best thing to understand is that we need to do a breath check every single day to see where we are. Tune into your energy and see, am I in the place I want to be? Am I feeling good? Am I feeling happy? Or am I in a different place? Where do I want to be? Do I want to be in a happy place, or do I want to be miserable every day, right? It takes focus. It takes conscious effort. Okay, I had a client 2 weeks ago, worked with them on this, and made a super change for them, because they weren't even aware that they had the power to feel the way that they wanted to feel. They were just assuming because they were feeling that way, that was the way they had to feel, until they understood they were empathing the collective consciousness. We don't do that anymore. Empathing is tied to victimhood. Victimhood mentality cycles into the whole incarnation, recycling, karmic cycling, into the 3D matrix. Okay, so we do not want to empath. It's like spying on your neighbor. We're spying on somebody else's energy field, on their emotional field, on their mental field. We don't want to do that. Okay, so it's not a good thing to be an empath. It's not something that you want to be like, oh, well, I'm an empath, right? Well, okay, you're an empath, but you don't have to be an empath. We don't do that anymore, right? That was just a story. That was an archetype. That was something that we did because we didn't know how to manage our energy any better. And so now that we do, and we're learning how to manage our energy, we don't have to do that anymore. And it just confuses us, and it makes things harder for us. So being on our ascension path, we want to kick it up a notch. We want to be as clear as we possibly can be. Okay. And we want to make ourselves feel really, really good. And how do we do that? We tune into our energy field as our source, and not outside of ourselves to something else. Because you have to remember, everything that you see outside of you everything, I don't care what it is, it's a reflection of your inner being. In other words, your outer reality is created by your inner being, by the thoughts, the words, the emotions that you are feeling inside of you. Everything that you are feeling inside of you is being projected outside of you, creating the reality that you're experiencing. So we don't want to do that, especially now. It's time to learn how not to empath. Okay. And I do have a class called Wake Up Empath. It's very powerful class. I did a couple years ago. Super awesome stuff going on in there. You can always join my membership community. We're talking about this stuff. It keeps you on the right path. It keeps you moving forward because we're in the work 24/7. And you get 1 week where you don't have a class, but you don't even get that because I make a supplemental audio file or supplemental video giving you what you need to know. So that's a great place to be if you need some additional support. So something really exciting is two beautiful souls, Kim and Barb from Daughters of the Moon podcast. They're also on Instagram. They're on Spotify podcast, have invited me to do a second chat with them on their podcast show. And so they are lovely souls. I love them so much. They're in Canada. And it's fun because normally when I engage for whatever it is, a chat with somebody, or I come on here to do connect with you guys, it's usually there I have in my mind like what it is that I'm going to talk about. But going on their podcast has opened up a new world for me where I don't really have an agenda with what we're going to be talking about. So we talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that. And I guess as some of my students and clients have said to me, it really gives us a good taste for your interpretation on things and hearing you say what your thoughts are concerning different aspects of spirituality. And I thought, yeah, that's why we like to do that, because it gives us an opportunity to connect and share information and assist and support each other with tools and how we are navigating our reality. So that's the beauty of that. So I'm excited to tell you that they have just formed a new YouTube channel. And I'm so blessed because I'm the first post that they made on their YouTube channel for guests. For whatever reason, when I set up the video through Zoom, it didn't record me, it only recorded them. So that's something that I have to take note of for the next time, because I wasn't paying attention to how it was being set up. I didn't think it was going to do that because I've done that many times, and it's never happened where it didn't record my video. It only recorded them. So yeah, you live and you learn, right? Even I fudge up technology because I'm not that great at it. But anyway, please give them a follow. They have a great show. They're a lot of fun to listen to, and they're just getting their channel going. So if you're looking for another landing place, that would be my place to send you would be to them, because they are a lot of fun and their channel is really awesome. So if you've been with me to this point of our time together here, I hit 1,000. Yay! Growth in the community, more family here. I'm so excited. Thank you all for making that happen. No, my channel is not monetized, so if you are seeing commercials at the beginning of the video, you should only see them at the beginning of the video. I have no control over that. That has to do with YouTube. They should not be scattered throughout the video because I am not monetized, okay? This information is free for you. I don't charge for it. If you'd like to make a donation, I would love that. There's a link down below. But you don't have to if you choose not to. And what I want to say, though, is I'm trying to figure out what to do for my 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to leave it up to you, and you can let me know in the comments below. Do you want me to come on and do a live and we chit chat through a live and I'll come on and answer your questions? Do you want me to do a giveaway where I give away a session? Do you want me to do a giveaway where I give away a membership, a yearly membership to my community? What would you guys like me to do? Because I would like to do something for you to thank you for the support that you offered to me and this channel and the community. So please drop it in the comments below. I might put something in the community so that you can vote, and then we see, what everybody wants. But if you could, please drop it below. I would really appreciate it. And as a very last note, please check out my shorts and my community posts. Okay, if I'm not posting a video, I guarantee you I am posting something here. I'm posting a community post. I'm posting a short. Yesterday, I posted a short that kind of blew my mind because it's literally a ship passing through the sun, and you could hear it as it makes this sound as it goes through the sun. Now, I recorded it with the microphone on my cell phone, right? So my cell phone, that's what I recorded it with. I didn't record it with anything fancy, no fancy recording devices. And yet I picked that up and heard it. And I shared it with a friend of mine who's extremely connected to the galactics. And she said exactly what I already knew, that it was for me. That was a gift for me that they did that so I could share that with you, because they know they're getting ready to give me more, which is really exciting. And I will be bringing that all to you. So whatever I get, I will be bringing it to you. But I need you to check for the posts, check for the shorts, because that's where I'll be posting it. Sometimes I can't get on here to make a video because it means cutting stuff up and putting it together. You know, I'm doing the best that I can with the work. And if I didn't have to work, I'd be on here all day, or I'd be on Instagram all day. But I have to work, I have to pay my bills until electricity is free. Guess what? I still have to pay for it, right? Just like you guys do. And so nobody gifted me this house. I still have to pay for the house. So I still have to pay my way. And until that's free, I still have to work. So I can't be on here 24/7 and hang with you guys as much as I would like to do that. But let me know in the notes, in the comments down below, what do you want? Would you like me to come on and do a live and we just chat? Or do you want something else, right? I'd be willing to gift a session and hold a drawing for that, gift a yearly membership. Just let me know, whatever it is down below, all right? And because that is something I really want to do. So I think we're going to end here. I love you guys so very much, so very much. Thank you so much for being here, for connecting, for coming together as community, because although, maybe you're not able to communicate with each other all the time on this channel, you do when we come together. You're right here. Everything is taking place in this now moment. And for that, I am deeply appreciative and grateful for each one of you. Have a wonderful, whatever it is that you're doing. Know that I love you so very much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.